Guys, do you think it's weird that three dudes living in LA are going to do a top 3 NYC movie conversation?
It's potentially
Well, I was born in New
challenging.
York, so...
I spent about 18 months in New York City. What about you?
I'm from New York originally, went to school in Syracuse, lived in Brooklyn for years. I feel like I'm qualified.
All
Okay,
right,
so
so
we
we
know what we're
reject your
doing.
premise.
We know what we're doing. Top 3 NYC movies is okay for the box office buzz to take down. Again, my name is Tony Squares. As always, I'm joined by Alexander Kellerman, Alexander Alche. We are the box office
Box
buds.
office buds.
Box office buds.
Thank you. Great stuff in the intro. What we do is every year we draft 5 movies. We play in a box office fantasy league. Whoever makes the most money in the worldwide box office wins the league. Yours truly, defending champ and leader in year 2.
God.
But today
Hot on his heels, though.
we have 3 movies coming out this weekend that none of us have in the box office league, and thank goodness, because none of them seem to be making any money whatsoever. What's going on with August?
The movies stopped coming out. The big ones, I should say. It's a bunch of... Now was all the...
It's sing-alongs
all
for
their
Netflix.
little... Yeah, well, hold on a second. I think we are still sort of in a post-strike era.
You
where
think so?
they're-
You think that has to do with it?
I do. I
Yeah.
think production. I think that's why we're seeing so many old movies in theaters. I
That's
think
true.
that we're seeing a lot more of these plus weekends that are just lower budget movies.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. I think that is a direct result from the strikes that happened last
It's very
year.
strange. There's a bunch. It's like about the first week in August, everything shifted to these indies that no one's seeing, and we really don't have. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we really don't have like legit blockbusters or movies that people are going to flock to till like November.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
tough.
it's an odd thing. I feel like someone screwed up the calendar or something.
Well, I
Well-
will say September 12th, Him is coming out. You might want to save your tickets for that one.
How
I
about
think-
September 8th, Downton Abbey, the grand finale?
Sure.
You know, the other thing that's happening is that all of these studios have more and more vested interest in their streaming services. And as a result, they're deciding what goes to theater, what goes to streaming. And I think that now that kids are going back to school, there's going to be a lot. I think that they know there's going to be more like home viewing during this time.
Well, speaking of streaming, that's what we're here to do for you today. The 3 movies we're going to talk about, we're going to tell you which one to see,
In
which
theater.
one to stream, and which one to skip. And we'll be covering that in a little bit. But again, I just, we had this happen last week with the 3 movies. As you said, none of them made money. I believe Honey Don't might have made the most money. It was $2.95 million at the domestic box office.
What a line
As
by
of-
producer Tej yet again.
As of recording, I do want to say that. As of recording, those are not the finalized numbers, but we're going with 2.95. The line we
We need
set,
you to find $0.05 million.
Exactly, because the line we set every week, producer Jones gives us a line for the biggest movie we think coming out that weekend, and we guess over or under. Kelman and I went over 3 million. Alche went under 3 million, along with our guest TJ went under 3 million.
First winner from a guest.
That's
who was
true.
also actually a box office bud, but we'll call him a guest, and he won. Finally.
That would be-
$50,000 off.
For now, again, these are not the finalized numbers.
Oh,
and
I
will
love that
say,
optimism.
Alche got very excited for the first win as a guest. It's not like we've had a guest on 17 times and they've gone over. But congratulations for getting off the schneid, TJ. Alex, you've come back in this little over-under competition that we have.
Oh, I'm back, guys.
There's
Don't worry.
life.
Yeah, I'm 15 and 17. Things are looking up.
Yeah.
No,
Hey, I was in the last place until last week, as far as I know. So
here's my new strategy. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna take it under until like November. So
It's not a bad idea.
That's really not a bad bet, though it depends on what the line is, doesn't it?
it might, but I'm just gonna. take
TJ,
it
make
under.
sure you get some low unders in there so that we can just guess
And
the over.
we will likely have another low under this week with these 3 movies. But again, for those standings, 15 and 17 last place. Kellerman right at 500, 16 and 16. I am thankfully still over 500, 17 and 15. Another game to be had. Let's talk about these 3 movies.
Great.
What are they?
They are fun ones, I have to say. I think these 3, all 3 of them are better movies than the 3 that came out last weekend. No offense to
Really?
Eden or
Great.
Splitsville or anything. I'm more excited for these 3 than I were those 3. The first one, to me, has Lucky Number 11 vibes. If you remember that movie, it's called Caught Stealing, directed by Darren Aronofsky, starring Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Matt Smith. Basically, a former baseball player gets caught suddenly in the criminal underworld, and all these different characters in New York City, all these different tribes come after him, and he's caught in between them all and has to navigate around it. Darren Aronofsky, Black Swan, obviously. The Wrestler, Requiem for a Dream, but not known for making money at the box office.
No, really, surprisingly so, in my opinion.
Does this give... I know how much you love Lucky Number 11, almost as much as I do. Does Caught Stealing give you that vibe?
It does. He's like it's like the worst day possible vibes.
Yeah.
And he's just running around New York City the whole day, and Matt Smith's coming to kick his ass. I'm very excited
Matt
to see
Smith
it.
with a mohawk?
I'm very excited. It looks great.
I think it looks like a lot of fun. I will say, are you an Austin Butler fan?
I think Austin Butler is a fine actor, but I think that his prettiness is very distracting.
He is extremely pretty.
He's
You're
a
not lying
pretty
there.
boy, and when he tries to do the rough around the edges thing, I do not buy it.
Time
I've
out.
seen him in war movies.
Guys.
I've seen him
Well,
in all
hold on.
kinds of things where he's fine, but I am distracted. I'm like, I don't buy you as like a rough
I don't buy you. He's
guy.
our next Brad Pitt. Wake
know,
up.
You know who else was
I buy Brad Pitt, though.
You know who else was
I buy Austin
devastatingly
Butler.
pretty and then suddenly was in this, is he going to be able to pull off this role? It was Josh Hart in Lucky Number 11.
Okay,
So,
they're
can
not
I-
in the same
hold
category.
on a second. Can I also
Pretty.
just say
Extremely
that
pretty.
when Lucky Number 11 was coming out, I thought the trailer was awesome, and I was really excited to see the movie. I do not feel that way about this trailer.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, I don't. And I love Darren Aronofsky. I just don't really understand
See, I'm getting
who the movie's for.
I'm getting American Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels vibes.
I
I'm getting
think
more
that hits a little bit
old
more
school
where
Guy
I feel
Ritchie.
about it.
Weird shit's gonna happen when we're gonna meet a myriad of odd characters, and it's all gonna converge into one insanity in the end.
There
I
are
hope
also,
so.
I will say, there are very, 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 very few actors that I actively avoid because of how much I dislike their performances, and Matt Smith is one
That's
of them.
crazy, dude.
I
Whoa.
could not dislike Matt Smith more.
Whoa.
I cannot wait for this viral
I've
clip.
never seen him in a movie that he did not detract from.
Whoa.
And that includes Morbius.
What about, well, Morbius, yeah, don't.
He
Doctor
is the
Who.
worst part of Morbius, and
What
that
about-
is
What about House of the Dragon?
Are we a
exceptional.
Doctor Who fan with him?
House of the Dragon. He just looks too weird for me to even take him seriously.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who
I don't
with
watch
him?
Doctor Who, but there's nobody on Doctor Who is like. Well, that's not true. Usually, the Doctor's a pretty good actor.
That's what I'm saying. He was one
but
of the best
He just
doctors.
doesn't do it. for
Hamlet
me.
on the West End? You haven't seen?
I missed that one.
I really like Matt Smith. I understand there are some roles that he seems miscast for, and House of the Dragon might be one of them, but I really like him, and I'm surprised that was your take there
There
out of
is
all the
no
actors that are
question
in here.
in my mind that he is an extremely talented actor.
I agree. But speaking of...
I got lots of questions in my mind about that.
But speaking of all of these actors coming together and kind of an old school vibe to it, the second movie we want to talk about is The Roses. It is a remake of a Danny DeVito, Michael Douglas, and Kathleen Turner movie, The War of the Roses,
Yeah.
which came out in 1989. This one stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Kate McKinnon, a lot of fun people out there. Directed by Jay Roach from Austin Powers, Dinner for Schmucks, and Trumbo fame. Some of those movies are good, some are not. The Roses, though, looks pretty fun. Now, this is right up your alley.
I mean, I think Olivia Colman walks on water. I think she's fucking incredible and can do no wrong. So I'm very excited to see it. Benedict Cumberbatch, I'm a fan. I'm a fan from old school. Like, I love him in Sherlock. I think he's incredible. And just he's great at everything he does.
Now,
So
I
I'm
will
excited.
s-
And
I-
Kate McKinnon, that's a nice cherry on top of a comedy Sunday.
I will say, to your point, Kellerman, about Caught Stealing, the trailer for The Roses actually sold me off of the movie. I thought it was terrible.
I totally agree with
Yeah.
that. It's got an incredible cast.
Yeah.
I love the director. I've never not laughed so hard at a trailer for a comedy
That's
movie.
supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah.
I think it played before. What comedy did we see recently that just came out? I think it played before that, and I was like, I'm not seeing this movie.
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun, yeah.
I feel like it's a comedy that like they probably had to cut out a lot of the like actual highbrow
Comedy,
comedic comedy for the trailer to make it actually make sense.
It's the highbrowness of it that I think I don't like, though. It feels snooty.
Yeah, and I think that's going to work when you're watching it. I don't think it works in a 2-minute
You don't
trailer.
think Benedict Cumberbatch feels snooty? It all makes
Well, I
sense.
guess
love
I do.
snooty comedy.
He's the
I love it.
perfect for the role.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was sticking its nose up at me, and I.
Fair enough. Well, we'll
I'm
find
the
out.
audience that you're supposed to be going
And,
after.
and you know who else is a dream? And because you just talked about her, Olivia Colman in real life. I've done many things in my 13 years
She's
in LA, and
wonderful.
one of them is bartend a party that Olivia Colman was at the night she won the Oscar.
Really?
And she came up to order a drink in this private house, no bigger than this house. Came up to order a drink. put down the Oscar on the table, and then sat there with her chin on her hand, and we had a conversation about congratulating her, and then also what she wanted to drink that
I've
day.
heard she's like the nicest person alive. Yeah,
She was amazing.
And a phenomenal actress.
she's amazing.
And
She's
to be
amazing.
clear, I like the original, and
Yes.
I am interested in seeing this
War of
remake.
the
I
Roses is a great
just
movie.
nothing in the
No.
There are funny things that happen in the movie.
I'll trust the actors.
Speaking of stuff that might be a tread off of the original here, the next movie, the third movie, is called The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, baby.
It stars Peter Dinklage in voice only, seemingly. Elijah Wood is playing the brother, Kevin Bacon, the evil CEO, and the Toxic Avenger is a janitor that falls into a pit of ooze and suddenly gets magical powers, is called Toxie, uses his mop to battle freaks, evil corporations, and save his relationship with his son. It is written and directed by Macon Blair. You are excited for this one.
I am excited for this one because I am a Toxic Avenger fan from childhood.
I don't even know what the Toxic Avenger is.
So, look, not a lot of people do, right? The trauma movies are a very niche portion of the film world that somehow I stumbled upon as a kid and became a huge fan of. Toxic Avenger
Can you define what a trauma movie is?
Trauma movie is a movie made by Trauma is a movie studio. So it's any movie made by the Trauma studio, but the Trauma studio specializes in not B, C, or D movies, but like E or F movies. They are schlocky, they are gross, they are childish, they're silly, they're violent.
And do you think this current version is going to be in that realm?
So that's the thing. I don't know what to make of this new one. When it was announced, I was very excited that they were bringing the Toxic Avenger into the mainstream. There was a lot of talk originally about making it more about environmental, issues and things like that. I didn't see any of that in the trailer. Peter Dinklage as Toxie / Melvin, if he's still Melvin, because it's not, his character is not anything like the original person who becomes Toxie, to be clear. His casting as Toxie was strange to me because he is such an excellent actor, and his face is going to be covered by an incredible amount of makeup
he's
not
even on set.
Majority of the movie. Also, in the original, the voice was dubbed. He's when he is a human, he's like a real pipsqueaky kind of like nerdy guy. And then when because Toxie, they do a voiceover and it's like, "Hello, I'm Toxie," and he becomes like, it has a very like regal voice. So I'm wondering.
I do feel like Dinklage can do both.
I'm wondering. Yes, right. So I think that the voice might be perfect, but also I just don't. It looks like it has the violence of the originals. I'm not sure it has. Gosh, it's so hard to describe like trauma stuff. I
think you've done enough
okay,
because,
all right,
frankly,
I'll just stop. I'm a huge fan talking about something that nobody gives a shit about. I'm sure.
At no point during your review of previous trauma stuff, the current Toxic Avenger, Peter Dinklage, was I interested in seeing this movie. I'm going to start us off with our skip. I am skipping the Toxic Avenger, a movie that came out in 2023 and is now finally getting a wide release, probably, as Kellerman said astutely earlier, due to the strike. So let's start with the skip. Out of those three movies, are you skipping one, and which one is it?
I'm skipping the Toxic
Oh
Avenger.
my God!
So let me guess, you're seeing Toxic Avenger.
That is my see in the theater movie.
This is why we make a good team. We
100%.
gotta have different opinions.
100%. I could not be, with all the things I said I'm not sure about, I am curious about them. I am extremely curious about Peter Dinklage's performance as the Toxic Avenger. I'm extremely curious about the new version of the character that's being brought to the mainstream. And I'm extremely curious to know if it will live in the spirit of the old movies, which not only were schlocky and terrible, like I said earlier, but also very extremely, I would say, inclusive of handicapped people, trans community, LGBT community, way earlier than
All right,
now
now you're making us feel bad.
Way
now
earlier
making the two
than
straight
those
white
things
guys
everywhere.
feel bad that we're skipping
No,
Toxic
you
Avenger.
You didn't know.
We're allies. We're allies.
But I don't know
the Toxic Avenger.
I don't know if any of those things are present in this new one, and that is exactly why I'm seeing it, is to find out.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, and it hopefully has to do with helping out communities out there because it has to do with a lot of New York and a lot of different people are in this movie. I'm going to see Caught Stealing.
Yep.
Lucky Number 11 was a special movie for me when I was growing up. I went and saw that in the theater. I truly had a magical experience. Still one of my favorite movies to this day because of that theater experience. Caught Stealing, hopefully with a full crowd, is hopefully just as exciting and as fun and quirky and quotable as Lucky Number 11. I'm really banking on it. That's the one I'll be seeing in the theater.
Look, whether it's like Lucky Number 11 or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or just another Darren Aronofsky oddity, which I am always down for. I think he's an incredible filmmaker and takes a lot of interesting swings in his filmmaking styles, very specific. It seems like he's doing something a little bit different, so that's what's piquing my curiosity over all of it. I love the cast, and Darren Aronofsky doing something that he's yet to do gets me very excited. So I'm going to see Caught Stealing for sure.
Wow.
So before we get back to you, that means the two of us are streaming The Roses, which I think is a perfect streamable
Great
date night
streaming
film.
movie. Great 8 p.m., go to bed by 10 kind of a film.
100%. I think it's perfectly made for streaming. I probably won't be seeing it in the theater, but you are seeing Toxic Avenger, the two that we love the most. You have to stream one and skip the other. What are they?
Yeah, I will say, I think that most of America is basically going to agree with your guide, your order here, because I don't think Toxic Avenger is going to win the box office. I would stream Caught Stealing. Again, I think Darren Aronofsky is a amazing director, and I'll just see anything that he does. It doesn't beat out Toxic Avenger for what I'm going to see in the theater, but I want to see it even though...
But it beats out The Roses.
It definitely beats out The Roses for me. And to be clear, I'm probably going to stream The Roses also. But if I have to skip one of them, it's going to be The Roses, maybe even just because I've already seen it, because it's a remake.
That's true.
Fair
That is
enough.
true. You've also probably already seen bits of the Toxic Avenger, but who knows? Maybe you haven't. Maybe it's a whole new take on
It's
that
a whole new
character.
take for sure.
But you know what you definitely haven't seen? Caught Stealing. But you know what you have seen? Movies that Caught Stealing is based in. It's another New York City movie. This guy's living in a dingy apartment. He's dating a girl. They're making out in the stairwell, and then the lady comes home, tells him to get a room. Fantastic little New York-isms that all of us have gone through in our lives,
Better
some of
believe
us
it.
more than others. And New York, like Los Angeles, is a great place as a setting for a movie.
Very cinematic.
I do agree with producer Jones, though, in some of the conversations we've had about these two settings. Oh, you've had this conversation, too. Sometimes movies that are just based in L.A. or New York don't use L.A. or New York, but just put them in Arkansas. Put them
It drives
anywhere
me nuts.
else.
Drives me nuts.
So I want to do the top 3 New York City movies, but there's a caveat.
Yeah.
All of these movies need to use the city.
I
Right.
was going to make that... I was going to make that caveat myself.
It's
if
an
you
important
didn't.
caveat.
And
It's
you
an
can
important caveat.
argue...
The city has to be a character in the movie.
And you can argue whether, the city uses the character or not, but like you have to make the case for that the city, this could not take place anywhere else than New York
I think ultimately it needs to feel New York, All right.
I am in trouble
Are you?
because I couldn't make 3.
What?
No, I have 12.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'm not going to go through all 12, but I need your help deciding what the final 3
Well,
are.
I have one that I'd like to start with, if that's
Great.
okay. We're going to throw out, which I think deserves to be on the list. It's one of my favorite movies, arguably the best rom-com of all time, and that's When Harry Met Sally.
For the 3rd straight week, When Harry Met Sally's in the top 3. I have When Harry Met Sally as well.
Excellent. Feels so New York. One of the best
The
rom-coms
diner
ever.
scenes, all the times they're in the park, they're on the street, like everything revolves around New York City.
And who feels more New York than Billy freaking Crystal?
I will say, though, it's a little rich, New York City.
Rich?
It's
What
not the
difference does that
rundown
make?
New York
That's
City.
not a factor in my opinion.
No, I think it does because that's sometimes a level of New York City that most New Yorkers aren't in, those apartments and the way that they
it's-
live.
But the premise of our list here is simply that
It
New
also
York is a
starts.
character.
It starts with them just out of college, where they're finding themselves, and then it builds to yes, it's still an elitist movie for sure, but it's a different time.
Gosh, it doesn't make my personal list, but that is a
it's-
good one. I
it's
can't
definitely
argue
on-
that
it's on my
it
12.
deserves to be mentioned.
What one do you have?
I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters.
That's also
Oh, hell yeah.
The last line of the movie is
Hell
"I
yeah.
love this town."
Yeah.
I mean, how can that not be? Come
Yeah.
on. In the sequel, they ride the Statue of Liberty through the city.
I know, it's crazy.
Come
Yeah.
on,
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters got to be on there.
That is something people don't talk about enough with Ghostbusters. How New York it is.
Extremely
Yes,
New York.
Yes, it's like grungy.
It's the sequel also. Maybe it should be Ghostbusters 2 on the list
I'm
because the
okay with
sequel's
that.
all about New York is filled with hate, and they have to get everybody in New York to fill it with positive energy? Come on, what a premise.
Well, let me go off the sequel version of this because this isn't my first movie, but it has to be mentioned. Another sequel where New York is absolutely a character. Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, man, that's not the sequel I thought you were going to say.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is very
Wow.
New York-centric.
Yeah,
Everything
totally.
centered around it. Him having to wear that billboard in a certain part of everything around it.
It's all at all the landmarks of the city.
So New York City.
I agree.
This is a tough list. I'm
Gosh.
telling you, we're not gonna get through it.
Let me tell you, the sequel I thought you were going to say that seems so obvious to me is Home Alone 2.
Also on my list with the Vision Lady.
Obviously, should be mentioned.
Also,
good.
Also, not
So
the
good.
other sequel that
Not
I have.
the other sequel. What's the other sequel?
What is a more American story than coming over and starting an immigrant life with your family?
What, an American Tale?
And some of those immigrants don't necessarily walk the way of the good. Sometimes we walk the way of the evil. And telling both sides of this story for the second time in a top
I
three.
know what you're talking about.
The Godfather 2.
Oh my God, I didn't know what you were talking about.
No.
No?
No, that's not a New York movie.
No?
I don't.
no,
I don't
no.
associate Godfather 2 with New York.
I totally agree.
It's an incredible movie, but it's not.
Yeah,
New York.
half of it is
First of all-
flashbacks to Italy.
All right, I have two.
Coming
I have
to
two
it.
filmmakers. One of which I still will watch this movie. The other I will not. We
don't-
have to mention Annie Hall in Manhattan. We have to. We have
Yeah.
to talk about it.
Thank
Well,
you.
I was
Thank
gonna.
you.
Yeah, look,
Great. Fantastic.
Woody Allen movies. Every single one of them could
But
be on
Annie
this
Hall
list.
or Manhattan. are
Manhattan
the
specifically, I feel, even if only because of the
Yes,
title,
they may not make the list.
deserves to be mentioned.
because of how big of a douchebag
we
he is.
can't talk about Woody Allen,
But
obviously.
and secondly, you can't talk about New York without Spike Lee. Do the right thing.
That's on my
Wow,
list.
that's
Be
a
on
good
this
one.
list.
That's
That's
on
a
my
good
list.
one. Wow, the
It's
hottest
so-
day in New York.
It's so good, and it's so New York. I'm not even done. Okay, we got Home
Same.
Alone 2, Do the Right Thing. What about Dog Day Afternoon?
No.
Okay, no?
No.
He goes to rob the bank, sit in the middle of the New York
I
street with all
get
the
it.
New York police around
It
him?
definitely takes place in New York.
Oh, I think it's
I don't think it goes on this list.
Okay.
It's an
I don't
incredible
think
movie.
it's enough of
That do you know they're turning it into a play starring John Bernthal and Eben Moss-Bachrach
That
on
sounds
Broadway?
great.
did
It
not
makes
know
sense.
that.
It's all inside the bank. That's kind of why I don't
Okay,
consider
okay.
it like
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
yeah.
it's not around New York. I'd like to throw out Ninja Turtles, which I just saw again
Hell
in
yeah.
the theaters.
Hell yeah.
Extremely New York. Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds. Did we just see a turtle?
Yes.
Was that a turtle in a trench coat? You're going to LaGuardia, right? I mean, come on.
Very New York.
It's an extremely New York
Very New
movie.
York.
Let me ask you this. When you're struggling to find a mate, where do you go to find your wife? Queens, New York, Coming to America.
Coming to
Is
America.
a fantastic
Yes.
New York movie.
I
That
love
is also a good.
We gotta start narrowing this down. They're
Yeah.
too big.
I know.
I'm
And for
not
the-
even done.
And for the
I'm not
second week in a
done
row,
either.
I have to mention High Fidelity.
No, not a New York. No, I don't
more
feel
record
it.
store, just like him in
Yeah.
the bank, more record
I
store.
agree.
I understand. Gangs of New York, does that get any love?
It's got to be mentioned. It might. Is
Not
it
my
the?
favorite.
Is it the first Oscar movie that we've talked
maybe.
It's
about
just
here?
a different New York movie.
No,
But
I have
different
a
New
better
York.
I
Oscar
agree.
movie for
It's
you.
not. I just don't think it goes on the list.
A few others that are on here that I don't think are better than the other ones, but The Warriors, very New York centric. Taxi Driver, very New York centric.
Oh, yeah.
But the winner for me is listen. We've spent this whole conversation with you guys talking at me, and I don't hear a word you're saying because Midnight Cowboy is the best New York City movie. What other movie is about a man coming to New York City on the bus, finding people in the city, being drawn through this whole entire world because of the man that he finds early, and then even the little piece of inside baseball when Dustin Hoffman is walking down the street and that actual real taxi driver breaks through the barricade where they closed off the street so they could film him walking across it, and the taxi driver almost hits him, and he goes, "Hey, I'm walking here." That's so New York, they kept it in the movie. Midnight Cowboy is number one New York City movie for me. It has to be on this list.
Midnight Cowboy certainly deserves to be in the conversation.
100%. It's not even. It's so about New York City.
And I hate to keep bringing in the nerdy pulls here, but I gotta put Spider-Man on this list.
But it's not Midnight Cowboy.
It's not Midnight Cowboy,
And
but you've got the Green Goblin's gonna kill Mary Jane, and he gets hit in the head by a piece of trash, and all the New Yorkers are on the bridge. You mess with Spider-Man, you mess with all of us.
Look,
Come on.
I love that is I have
Come
this,
on.
My wife and I had this conversation the other day that the reason why Marvel, one of the many reasons why Marvel is better than DC is because it's set in real places. And the fact that Spider-Man
kind of
is set in New
debatable.
York is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And I agree that it is a character and Spider-Man. However, I don't think it's on this list. I do have.
You've said the magic words that Marvel were better than DC. Producer TJ needs to come say something.
Unfortunately, one of the most iconic things.
Speaking of the mic, please.
Unfortunately, one of the most important and pivotal things that have happened in New York history is what? September 11th.
Oh, we're not. That's not a good movie, though.
Yeah, we're not talking about World Trade.
No,
Center.
we're talking about the Spike Lee movie that should be on here, The 25th Hour.
I do love. It's my favorite Spike Lee movie, but I do think Do the Right Thing
The
is more New
25th
York.
Hour is your favorite? We already
talked
did.
about this.
We already talked.
But
about
Do the
Spike.
Right Thing is a better movie, and not a better movie. Do the Right Thing is a more New York movie.
I agree.
So we've just spent too
Hold
long.
on, I have.
Hold on.
We're not
There's
done.
more. We're not done.
I just have to throw out a few
This
more.
short is going to be 7
I know,
minutes
it's
long.
going to be very long.
Rounders needs to be talked about.
No.
I love that movie. I don't think it's a
I love
New
that
York
movie.
It's
Definitely
the
not
most
New York.
New York movie.
No, I don't agree.
He's going in and out of the underbelly of New York.
I don't.
It's similar to Uncut Gems, where it's like, yes, that's a part of New York. I don't think New York plays the character.
I agree. I fully agree. Because you could say the
I
same
love
about
Rounders.
like Phone Booth. Phone Booth is on the street
I forgot all about Phone
street corner of New York. New York is just happening around him the whole
Blew my
movie.
mind
It's
right
the
there.
number one movie in a phone booth.
But
for
I don't
sure.
think it deserves on the list. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna rattle off a few.
Great.
A few?
Yeah. Because we're not gonna put them on the list. Gangs of New York was on there. Home Alone 2 was on there. Manhattan was on there. We should mention Birdman,
Oh,
which
New
fully
York.
uses
God
New
damn it.
York.
And it
Oh.
uses
Fully
real
uses
people.
New
He's actually
York.
walking through
God, I
Times
love
Square.
Birdman.
Yes, exactly.
I love Birdman.
And West Side Story, which I think just deserves to be mentioned for being a fantastic
Dude,
musical set in
that
New
is an
York.
excellent call, and honestly should be on the list.
Right?
God damn it.
West
I
Side
know.
Story
How are we
is
going to narrow it down
A,
between
iconic,
Spider-Man,
B, New York.
Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles? I don't even know if I can let any of those three go.
I can't let Midnight Cowboy go. Do the Right Thing. Coming to America. When Harry Met Sally. Like,
All right, so top 10 New York movies are...
Here's what I think needs to make the list. I think West Side Story needs to be on this list.
Here's what I think we should do. I don't think we're going to be able to come together for a top three.
Everyone picks
I
one.
don't think we're going to be able to come together for a top
Let's
three.
just all say it's number one.
I think we should each throw one movie onto the top three.
I agree.
And so we're each giving you our best New York
Tough,
City movie.
tough.
And mine is Midnight Cowboy. That's number one on the list.
Certainly a New York
for me.
movie, for sure. Kellerman?
Okay, I'm gonna do Ghostbusters. My first throw.
I think that's a good one. Ghostbusters 2.
We'll say Ghostbusters 2 for writing the
Ghostbusters
yes.
in general.
Yeah.
Love
Oh
it.
my God. This is so annoying being the last one. Here's what I'm deciding. I'm deciding between Coming to America, Do the Right Thing, and West Side Story.
All great answers. You
Really?
cannot
That's a
choose
top three right there.
That's
incorrectly.
its own top three.
I think it's Do the Right
You
Thing.
got to pick one.
I think it's Do the Right Thing.
Okay, I'm 100%
Spike
satisfied.
Lee is New York, you know?
Yeah, I mean, look.
This is
Saturday
a
Night Fever.
weird list.
There are so many.
So many. So
There
many.
are just so
and
many.
Hey, we might not, in the 72 movies we just mentioned, we might have missed your favorite
Yeah,
New York
let us
City
know
movie.
which
So
ones
please
we
let us
missed.
know in the
Best
comments.
city in the world for a reason.
And I can't wait to spend 7 hours editing the short version of this with all
So
the
give
clips
us
from
our
the
top
movies I have
three
to
with
do.
all of our number ones.
Our top 3 New York City movies finally are Midnight Cowboy, the Ghostbusters franchise, and Do the Right Thing. Man, that's a top 3 list that rivals the top Tom Cruise, the
Yeah.
top Brad Pitt.
That was a
That's
tough
an
one.
excellent top Denzel. That's an excellent.
we rattled
excellent top
off
3.
quite a few. We really know our New York, don't we, gentlemen?
Let me tell you, spoiler alert, I don't think Caught Stealing is going to make that list.
Yeah.
However, it is coming out this
never know.
weekend, and I actually don't know. We do the over-under. Is Caught Stealing the over-under movie, TJ? So we're going to finish our show the same way we finish every show, breaking down the movies coming out this weekend. We guess the over-under domestically that this movie's going to make opening weekend. TJ, producer Jones, gives us a number. We either have to go over or under. Again, the standings, we do this all season long. Alche in last place, 15 and 17. I'm leading at 17 and 15. Kellerman right in the middle at 500. This could be a huge decider on what happens in the future. And I got to say, I'm sick and tired of these indie movies. I'm a lot better when there's a big market franchise to guess the over-under. I'm nearly undefeated in those. And yet when we get to these small indie movies, I'm throwing stuff against the wall here. So Caught Stealing. What's the number, TJ? TJ, $6 million domestically. Opening wide. All over the place. Certainly better marketing than Honey Don't. I don't think Darren Aronofsky has the name value that a Coen brother does, but who knows? I don't think Austin Butler has the butts in seats that Margaret Qualley has, but who knows? This is an interesting number. Alche, you're in last place. You're going first.
Yes, I want to rattle off real quick that the opening weekends for Darren Aronofsky are not good. The Whale got $1.1 million, but Brendan Fraser won an Oscar.
That was his most
Mother
recent.
Mother, $7.5 million.
Would have been over.
Noah, which is probably his biggest blockbuster, made
different.
$43 million. Black Swan, 1.4. The Wrestler, 6.3. The Fountain, 3.6. And then the true indies, Requiem and
And I
Fire,
have to
and
say, like The Wrestler, Black Swan, and The Whale all had Oscar buzz surrounding them. Caught Stealing does not have that.
I agree.
But it's a lot
So,
more fun. It's a lot
definitely
more in the
more
fun
palatable.
range. $6 million.
It's a great number.
It is a good number.
I just think Kellerman's right. I don't think anyone's just going to the movies for these movies. Like no one needs to see these movies in theaters. They're like, I'll catch it when I catch it. It's fine. It's also a holiday weekend, so
Oh, it's got 3 days.
Well, we still do just the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, we're still doing just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but
It's just going to affect the box office, though.
it could affect the box office, and people might be looking for something to do. But I'm still going to go under.
Only 3 movies this past weekend made over $6 million.
Not even Fantastic Four
Yeah.
made over $6 million this past weekend.
And then all 5 movies 2 weekends ago, which was Weapon's second weekend, made over $6 million. So was last weekend just an aberration? Or was 2 weekends ago the way it's going to be? I'm really torn, dude.
I gotta say, I don't think it has much competition. The 3 movies we named, I don't think anyone's going to see Toxic Avenger except for weirdos like myself.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't think anybody's going to see The Roses except for 50 and over. So I think Caught Stealing is like gonna be the new fun thing. And I still don't think it's gonna make over $6 million. So I'm also taking the under.
Wow.
Man.
Well, you're going up.
See, now I'm getting into the role I don't want to get into.
Were you just playing against us?
Yeah, because that's not the game. The
Tell
game
us
is
what
what
you
I
think.
think.
Is it gonna make more or less than $6 million?
The
Tony, tell
game
us.
is what I think. It's way too early
You're
in the
going
year.
first from now on.
Yeah.
It's the end of August. We still have 4 months left for me to either catch up or lose this title, but I am very protective of it, and I do have a lead, a little bit of a lead, so I can go different and get it wrong. I'm rooting for Lucky Number 11 Part 2. I'm rooting for Caught Stealing. I think $6 million is a great number. I'm not sure it goes over, but I'm going to root for it. I'm going to take the over on this one. Let's go, Austin Butler. Put those butts in those seats. No, there's no movies out there playing. Oh, crap. Nah, I can't say that on the podcast anyway. We'll stick with the over, and that's what we're going with. But that's the end of this week of the Box Office Buds. Next week, we finally have some movies in the league to talk about, and there is a big one on the horizon. And we might have a guest for that one, too.
What
I'm
is it?
excited for
Oh,
it.
very exciting, very exciting. Head to our Patreon where Tony's going to tell you what he was thinking just in that moment.
Do we have a
No.
Patreon?
Don't worry,
now?
the Patreon doesn't exist.
Okay.
No, you cannot pay me enough money to say what I was going to say.
Wait,
there.
what movie's coming out next week
The
that we're
Conjuring.
excited for? Oh, I like the Conjuring movies.